Want to make smart bets this football season? Download the BetQL app that gives you the best bet recommendation on prop bets, sharp data so you could see who the pros are backing, check the leaderboards, breaking news, and injury updates. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store to download BetQL. You can also head to try.betql.co/Joey to get started now. Enter the discount code Joey at payment checkout for 25% of any of their subscription offerings. You can find all this information in the description of this video. Make sure to check out the BetMGM offer in the description in order to receive a free year of BetQL. Also, check out their sportsbook offers page if you live in one of the eligible states to claim free offers upon signing up at one of the many sportsbook listed. Don't miss out on the chance to beat your sportsbook this football season. Once again, thank you for our sponsor, BetQL, the only app you'll need to beat your sportsbook. Find their information along with 25% off in the discount code in the description of this video. And also check out the special BetMGM offer in the description in order to receive a free year of BetQL and other sportsbook sign-up offer and bonuses.
Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the field. Get ready for a shakedown. Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. This fly Eagles fly, Joey and 500, like and subscribe, yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back, shake squad up, and don't be a dingbat, it's a shakedown.
Don't you frown,
Shakedown.
Here comes Philly Shakedown.
Let's go.
What is going on today, guys? It is the Philly Shakedown episode 23. Going to go over the game. The Eagles lose to the 49ers 11-17. I think the favorite part of my trip to Philadelphia today, shout out to Philly Jim, shout out to Desert Eagle 90. I met up with a couple content creators today and had a really good time. The only part I really enjoyed today was driving to Philly and being at the tailgate, because really anything else was obviously didn't go in our favor. So, Philly 500, what's going on, bro? How are you doing tonight?
I'm hanging in there. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. So, I want to ask you overall. I mean, I have to ask. So, overall about this game, what did you think today?
I honestly, I think that if you look at the first two quarters, most of the first two quarters, they had an opportunity to put points on the board. They could not put points on the board. I thought there were some really bad coaching decisions, like going for it on that fourth down. That was just the stupidest thing, right? You get a 90-yard pass, you go down there, instead of putting some points on the board, you go and then you try to do the Philly special, which to me was just playing to the crowd. That's all it was doing. He's placating the crowd. It was stupid. I didn't like a lot of the calls, and I think that anytime a team has opportunities to score in this league and they don't, it always comes back to haunt them. And that's exactly what happened with the Eagles today, I thought, really.
How much of this game do you blame on Nick Sirianni percentage-wise today?
I'm gonna give him 50-60% of the blame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought that some of the play calling was just bad. It was bad. 3rd and 6, you run Miles Sanders, stupid. 3rd and 1, you line up under center, and everybody in the world knows you're running, and so do the Niners, and you should have play action rolled Ertz out. He doesn't. Then that fourth down thing is inexcusable, man. It's just inexcusable in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no,
I thought that after that fourth down play, that they didn't get it, right? The Philly special. When they didn't get it, they literally all the air came out of that team. And it wasn't the same team since that point, in my opinion.
Yeah. So to go through the whole game here from start to finish real quick, and appreciate everybody being here, by the way. 112 in the chat. Guys haven't subscribe to the channel. If guys haven't liked the stream, like the stream. If you guys haven't subscribed to Philly 500, his link is in the description below. Okay, so obviously it's not a good day today. Okay, it was a close score. Okay, so we didn't get killed by the 49ers, but they were changing things throughout the game. Now 193 yards for Hurts, okay? First quarter, the Philadelphia Eagles played really well. Defense was shutting them down. Garoppolo, guys weren't catching the receivers weren't catching the ball. We were getting a little bit of pressure. Javon Hargrave was all over the place.
All over.
Perfect, right? So you get into the second quarter, not even before like the block field goal, obviously that was the first amount of points that we should have had on the board. Dallas Goedert picks the ball up on the block and almost actually had the first down. I think it was like 3 yards short, something like that. The 49ers punt the ball down to the 1-2 yard line, whatever it was. Hurts first play throws a 91-yard bomb to Quez Watkins. And I was like, wow, awesome. Goes all the way down the field to like the 2-3, whatever it was. And then the Eagles have a false start, so we moved back to the 6. Then they had pretty much 2 plays that went for 1 yard each, pretty much. And then the last play going on 4th down was doing a Philly special, which they used Greg Ward. They did the reverse, then they used Greg Ward to throw the ball. And it was covered. It just, you can only go so far with your quarterback and Jalen Hurts doing read options and running. Look, he got first downs by himself today. We all know that. It's good that he does that. But at the same time, I felt like I was watching almost the same plays. I thought Gainwell and Miles Sanders did good in the beginning of the game, and then throughout the game, we started getting shut down. After that play, after that reverse, that Philly special at the end of the second quarter, okay, that's when we started to fold a little bit, and we folded a lot. Okay, we couldn't convert on 3rd downs on defense, which was probably the worst. 3 of your linebackers in this game had double-digit tackles. Okay, that's not good, okay? That's not good. That means your defensive line is not getting to the runs, not getting to the quarterback whatsoever, okay? If you want to go over something that's crazy, because there's a lot of people that defend Fletcher Cox so much, okay? Not just him, everybody's involved, but obviously the last 6 games for Fletcher Cox, okay? 1 sack and 1 QB hit through 6 games. That's disgraceful. That is, I don't even know what to call it. I really don't. Like people tell me he gets double teamed, but you can only use that excuse for so long.
So does Larry Donald.
Exactly.
Aaron Donald gets double teamed every time too. And he has 20 sacks?
Definitely agree.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But I also thought, one of the issues was that when San Francisco adjusted, okay, they were trying to run between the tackles. They couldn't do it. So they started doing pitch outs, right? Pitch out left, pitch out right, short passes to the receivers. The Eagles never adjusted to anything. They never made any adjustments in that halftime. That was when we went to the half. That's what I was saying. They got to make adjustments. They made no adjustments once the 49ers adjusted, the Eagles did not. And that's a problem.
That's true.
You
I saw that in the beginning, the 49ers, they were in a little, they were trying to get a rhythm going, but they just couldn't. And finally they were, right when they hit the second quarter, they started to get a rhythm and they started to find some guys open. I mean, the one thing I could take out of the offensive line, obviously Brandon Brooks is hurt again. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. We're done. Yeah, the past 2 seasons, 2 Achilles injuries. He comes into training camp, not even 2 days, he has a hamstring injury. The first week of practice before the Falcons, he has a knee problem. And then he hurts I'm hearing it's a pectoral now. He's got to go. He's got to get traded next year. There's no... Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you can't. You just can't. You can't do this every year where this guy's hurt. At some point, you got to move on from him. You have to. I agree.
Yeah. So they threw Landon Dickerson at guard, which I was actually really shocked and he didn't really play well either because, it's his first game. He's getting thrown into the fire. He hasn't really practiced that much. Didn't do OTAs, didn't do training camp, didn't play in preseason games. So I don't know why you just didn't throw Nate Herbig in the mix. Why you even throw him in? I don't know why. But I guess they just want to see, let's just see what he has, I guess, which I was kind of surprised. Now, who was our best receiver today?
Quez Watkins.
Who was our worst receiver today?
Devontae
Smith, but all of them were bad. I don't think between Jalen Reagor, obviously with the illegal touching, he went out of bounds on that big reception, so that came back, which
that was a backbreaker. If this game, if that touchdown counts, it's 10-0. This is an entirely different game. I truly believe that. That was brutal.
Devontae Smith has 16 yards. Yeah. I mean, why? How many times did they throw the tight ends today? Not really that much.
I think 3 times, I think.
Right.
And they didn't use the middle of the field at all. They didn't even use the middle of the field at all. I don't know why they didn't throw the tight ends. I didn't know why they didn't use the middle of the field. There were even times where I thought Hurts was trying to force it in to Devontae Smith. There was a third down play where he rolls to his left, right? I think it was 3rd and 6. He rolls to his left. He has Goddard there running, and he has behind Goddard is Devontae Smith. He throws at Devontae Smith in coverage, but if he just threw it down to Dallas Goedert, he probably gets 8 to 9 yards and gets the first down.
Right.
He was forcing some plays into him.
Yeah.
They weren't there.
I think I thought on the first play when Devontae was going to the end zone, he kind of threw it way too late because I thought there was separation for a second. I thought he threw to him a little too late.
That's the ball that he underthrew, right?
I think he underthrew a couple balls to Devontae Smith. I thought he threw another one. He had to stop. He had to stop and go back for it a little bit. Like, he had to stop a little bit and go. I think if you throw the ball in stride, and obviously this was the big thing on Jalen Hurts, his deep ball accuracy. That's been apparently the rumored problem with Jalen Hurts. Because, guys, we're not hyping Jalen Hurts up. Like, look, we love Jalen Hurts, and we think he can actually play, but I blame 80% of this game on Nick Sirianni, 100%. I really do. I really do. Like, I can't even say half just because they can run the ball. Miles Sanders didn't even have 15 carries. I don't even think he had 15 carries.
And he was I thought once early on, I thought they were starting to run the ball well, and they got away from it. And they didn't understand that either. But everything was to the outside. Didn't use the middle field. Didn't use his tight ends. It was bad, and just the lack of adjustment from him and the defense, I thought was bad. I mean, I don't know why this defense was not blitzing more.
No.
Garoppolo was early on. The pressure was bothering him. When they kind of cleaned it up on their blocking, you needed to start blitzing him, especially because everything was pitch out left, pitch out right, dump off to the receiver, dump off here, and it was killing us. It was killing us.
So we got a super chat from Dingbat Alex. Sorry I got to this really late because we just on a rant here, so much apologies. Dingbat Alex with the super chat, appreciate it. Says those penalties hit me like a right hook to the body. Hurts looked okay, but this was a better defense for our offense. We still got some work to do. I can agree with that. I mean, look at the 2 penalties, like the fumble, right? You had a fumble from Kittle, couldn't even grab that. Then you had another fumble on Elijah Mitchell, right? And he has his head down. Kevon Wallace comes in with a good tackle, puts his head down, and they call it on the Eagles. If the running back and the running back and the defensive back or safety, defensive guy, whoever, they have both their head downs and they hit each other. I mean, and obviously Mitchell was knocked out clean on the ground, but it shouldn't matter. I mean, if both players have their head down.
I had a tirade during my stream over this. That was not a penalty. If you're pushing your head down, you're going to get hit in the head. It's just going to happen. That's a clean fumble, and that could have cost us any possible comeback, because there was 6 or 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter there. I thought it was bad. Can people hear me, by the way? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I can hear you through it. It should be good.
I agree.
Yeah, it was just bad all over. So obviously you lose.
What about Derek Barnett? Okay, Derek Barnett pissed me off so bad. Right, they had the little running back fumbles. Ball goes rolling back about 10 yards, and he cheap shots the guy for no reason. For no reason. That cost us 15 yards first down. Any hope to try to get the ball back? I mean, Derek Barnett is a first-round pick, and he plays like he was drafted in the 7th round. I'm sorry. I'm so tired of Derek Barnett. I'm tired of him.
He's done this. he's done this multiple times in games the past few years. He's a reactor on the field. Like if something happens, like he literally went up to the guy today away from the play and hit him in the back in front of a ref. Like what are you doing? Like what are you trying to do? Like if I was the head coach right now, I'd bench him. I'll give more snaps to Ryan Kerrigan. I'll give more snaps to Josh Sweat. Why not? Because they're not going to be stupid at the end of the day.
I absolutely agree.
I would bench him. Like, why even have? Why waste him in the rotation? Number one, he's not getting pressure. Number two, he's had a good rookie year. He's had a good rookie year, and that's it. That's all we've gotten from him is a good rookie year. It's not like it was a first-round pick rookie year. It's not like he had 13, 14 sacks in his first year, but at certain moments he was good.
He had a fumble recovery in the Super Bowl. That's it.
And he had the strip on Case Keenum in the NFC Championship game. I mean, that was it.
Yeah.
So now you lose Brandon Graham to an Achilles injury where he was on the ground, and I didn't even know because I was far up there. I couldn't even tell who it was. I'm like, it looked like someone on the defensive line. I just know who it was. Then find out it was Graham. And then obviously hearing the rumors that it was an Achilles injury. That's not obviously we're going to see tomorrow, but mostly Nick Sirianni said it doesn't look good. So that's not a good thing. You lose your voice on your defense, you lose your leader on the defense. So somebody obviously has to step up.
You can't replace Derek Barnett.
No,
Brandon Graham. You can't replace Brandon Graham. I mean, it's not even the production; it's the leadership, it's the voice, it's the energy that he brings to the team. I don't think you can replace him. You hope some people can come in and fill in the roles and get the sacks, that he would produce and things like that. But I don't know how you would produce his energy and his leadership. I don't.
Yeah, I agree. We have a super chat from Richie MC. Appreciate it very much, man. He says 80% on Nick. Wait a minute about Gann defense giving up 97, 91-yard drives, and St. Michael Clay players gave the Eagles team nothing.
He's right because
true.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They could not adjust defensively. They made no adjustments. They were running. All the 49ers did the second half was run pitch to the right, pitch to the left, throw to the running back out of the backfield, throw over the middle to the running back 5 yards. He gets another 5 yards running. Quick passes to Deebo Samuel. It was like there was no adjustments. There was no blitzes. And that third quarter, there was like a 10-minute drive. They held like 10 minutes. I mean, that's brutal, dude. I agree.
Yeah, no, the Eagles are literally running and like they're getting first downs like every 2 plays, but it was just taking so long. Like they had to stride for so much more. But Jalen Hurts is like he's doing his read options. He's like holding the ball for so long inside the running back's stomach, to the point where it's like you're forcing it at this point. So then the 49ers defense, they're starting to see what you're doing, and you're just gonna go. I feel like I'm watching Doug's offense right now. That's what I feel like I'm watching. I feel like watching. There's some go routes, and that's like it. I mean, there's nothing mid-tier field. There's nothing middle of the field. Like I don't get what they're doing. I'm glad they use more of Quez Watkins. That's a plus. I didn't really hear anything. I thought Jordan Mailata had a good day because I didn't see any unless I wasn't watching on TV. Obviously, I was there, so I don't know what you saw.
I think Bosa had 1 sack. And he beat Jordan Mailata 1 time. But I think for the most part, for Jordan Mailata to go up against Bosa the way he did, I thought he played really, really well. And it got a little shaky, I think, that offensive line when Brandon Brooks went out. It was not the same. When Brandon Graham went out and when Brooks went out, it wasn't the same.
Sure, I agree with that. Mawick says Hurts wasn't the main blame of the game. Some of it, yes, but mostly bad play calling. I mean, look, the one thing I'll give Nick Sirianni right now is that he was very humble at his press conference. He wasn't doing an Andy Reid. He wasn't doing a Doug Pearson where he was, we just got to play better next game. Like he said, his sequence of play calling was not up to par. That he would take a lot of plays back, and obviously that red zone drill at the red zone at the second in the second quarter, that was just really embarrassing. I was shocked because I thought they would have scored. I mean, you can't have a couple plays for 1 yard and then you just do a trick play. Like, why are you don't even need to use a trick play. You have weapons out there. Why do you need to go to a trick play with all this speed that you have, not only in the backfield, but for your wide receivers as well?
Well, to me, why on 4th down even go for it there? Come away with the points.
I know.
You can't have that kind of play from your 3-yard line and then get no points out of it. You got to get something out of it. And to not get anything was stupid. The other thing we need to talk about is, don't you think we need Jordan Howard now? I mean, we've been talking about this, for two weeks, me and you, that you need a bigger back. You need a short yardage back. But you need Jordan Howard on those goal line carries, man. Not Miles. You need Jordan Howard. Somebody that can get you a few yards.
And another game that they're not using Boston Scott, so why have 3 running backs on your roster right now? What's the point?
I don't know. You need to get Jordan Howard up there. That's all I know. Jordan Howard needs to be on the field.
Yeah, I agree. We got a super chat from Dr. Dre. Appreciate it, man. It says Cowboys about to bust them cheeks next week.
well, let me tell you something about the Cowboys. Okay? This team, talk about a team that got
every friggin' call. There was 2 touchdowns today in that game with the Chargers that they called back. Chargers scored 2 touchdowns and they called back on penalties. I'm sorry, but Dallas sucks. They're so lucky. I don't want to hear Mark Holmes. I don't want to hear any Dallas fan talk about how they never get the calls. You were given a game.
Oh, so you're not worried about you're not worried about this matchup Monday?
Yeah, I'm worried about it. I'm worried as hell about it, especially after the way we played today. I mean, they can score and they can move the ball. Their offense is way better than San Francisco. Their defense isn't as good, but their offense is better. I would be more scared, though. I'm not going to lie. I would be more fearful this game if Dallas was 0-2 right now. If they would have lost it, I would have been more scared. But, I mean, this is by no means is this a give-me game or we're just going to go in there and win. I have no idea. I don't know what we're going to get next week. I don't.
Right. Torville says the Cowboys game is a must-win because we won't beat KC. It'd also be hard to beat Carolina on the road. It's tough. It's tough. This is a big pill to swallow today. Like, this team looked like, now we're starting to find out. Like, I mean, look, going from that Falcons game, we knew that obviously the Falcons weren't good, and we scored 32 points. This might be the only game we scored 32 points. I don't know, but at the same time, we have to get this fixed early. Otherwise, it's going to be a long season, and I don't know if Nick plays like this the rest of this year. Who knows if he'll have a job at the end of the year? I'm even going towards that after 2 games. I don't even know. Like, can he change? Can he get this offense running? Like, there's no diversity in these plays. It seems like it's read option, and like they're treating Jalen Hurts as a run first quarterback, and he's got to do more than that. You got to put him in a better position than that. And these receivers and these route running, like what routes are they running? What are these? I don't know what they're doing out there. I really don't. It makes no sense to me. Like and like you said earlier, like Jalen Hurts, he was forced to on some short window throws, and we pay the price for it. So Devontae Smith having 16 yards, that's a total joke. Your receivers today, besides Quez Watkins, your receivers had not even 20 yards. Every receiver didn't even, unless I'm wrong, because I looked at the stats, unless I'm wrong, okay? Besides Quez Watkins, no receiver went over 20 yards today. None of them.
I believe
None of them.
I believe it. And Rager got real quiet. Rager made that catch, scored the touchdown. They call him back. Call it back. Although I don't understand how they called it back. Like because that guy pushed him out of bounds. If you're pushed out of bounds, you're allowed to come back in, right? You only have to reestablish after you run if you do it yourself, no?
I think that's special teams, bro. I think that's only special teams. It might for gunners and stuff, that might be the only reason why. But
that sucks,
it's dumb,
man.
though.
I mean,
so if you get pushed out of bounds, then what happens? You just sit there and you say, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to run my route still. I'm just going to give up on the play.
Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do. It was a shame because really, I mean, that game, it was going to be a different game if he scores that touchdown.
That's true. I mean, even making the field goal. I mean, if you didn't go for 4th down, just kick the field goal. I don't know why. Like, you've already went on 4th down 3 times already. Like, how many more times are you going to do this? Like, you gotta look, I understand you have confidence. I understand that, but you got to be cautious too. Like, you got to just get the points on the board. You can't, this is a good team. I said, this is going to be a low score game. It's going to be a good game, but it's going to be a close game, and he can't, it just, I said to myself when they went on that fourth down, that Philly special, I kind of said, like, they're going to mess up this game. It's going to come back up. It's going to come back to them. So
all the air went out of that team when they didn't get that. That's what I really felt. And then, of course, San Francisco drives down the field, right? And then everything kind of changes. That was it. There was no adjustments.
Yeah, I agree. We have Ron Lancy with the super chat. Thank you very much, man. He says, "Hey, Joe and 500. I'm struggling with the loss today. Huge bomb to Quez, and we couldn't score after. Felt like a waste of a drive. Help me cope with this." It is. It stinks to see that, and you get so excited. And I was so pumped, and I was like, "Oh my!" The crowd went nuts. And first, I didn't know because it being at a game is weird because like I couldn't tell who was getting the ball because I saw the side of the player. I didn't see like the jersey. I was like, that can't be Devontae Smith because he would have been burning him a lot more than that. So and I saw Quez get it. I was like, that's awesome. And then when you go through 4 plays and it's literally like you pretty much got a false start, 2 1-yard plays, and you did a stupid reverse. Like, where are these trick plays? Like, even that play in general, like, it couldn't have been another play. Like, that play in general they had to do. I don't know. So,
to me, it shows you they don't have a short yardage game. They don't have a short yardage game. You need to get Jordan Howard up. They had problems in the 3rd and 1. They had problems getting, a couple of short yardage situations. They need a running back that can get you that yard.
Yeah, no, I agree. We got Jazz Fusion. Appreciate it. It says, with the lack of quality depth, it will be tough to beat anybody. I think the one position I'm so mad at right now is it's not even necessarily at quarterback. It's like this defensive line has been quiet the past 2 games. I mean, really, like, we've gotten pressure on Matt Ryan last week. He did well against it because we didn't rattle him enough, but they didn't, besides Javon Hargrave, like, and then he disappeared, and then nobody showed up. Like, nobody, like, there's no excuses for Fletcher Cox anymore. There's none. Because I'm telling you right now, this team can win over 4 games this year. I could tell that they could do a lot more than 4 games. But I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a point in time where next year, get your draft capital, get your caps, get more cap space, and refill these positions because I'm not seeing anything. I mean, Fletcher Cox is probably one of the players I said that would have a big game this week and showed nothing. So the defensive line, Kerrigan's quiet. I mean, everybody's quiet. There's nobody that did anything today besides Hargrave in the first quarter. That was it. They all got shut down. They all got blocked. They ran down our throats after that first quarter. Ran down our throats.
Yeah.
It's hard to be like this is what the team is like. I don't know if they're going to win against Dallas Monday. I honestly don't know if they're going to win. Like you said, I think their passing game's better. They have a really good coach and coordinator Jason Garrett. I mean, they know how to run an offense. They have a lot of veteran leadership on the coaching staff. They know what they're doing over there. I don't care if they don't have La'el Collins or Michael Gallup or DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm telling you right now, if this offense can't do nothing against that Cowboys defense, I'm telling you it's going to get bad. It's going to get really. I'm afraid to watch it.
It could get bad. I mean, we're going to have to see how this team responds. We're going to have to also see how these guys learn. The coaching I thought was bad today, but it is his second game. Not trying to make excuses, but maybe. Just maybe he learns a couple lessons too for next week, and that's what you got to hope. But I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
We have 198 people in the chat, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. Obviously, it's a really stressful day today. I didn't get home till late. I got stuck in 4 hours of traffic today on top of the loss. So I didn't get home till like 9-something. It was like 4 hours from there. It was crazy. So that's why we're late today. It's my fault. It's not Philly 500's fault. It's all my fault, 100%. 208 people. Guys haven't subscribed. Subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. If you haven't liked the stream, like the stream. If you guys haven't subscribed to the other better half of the Philly Shakedown, subscribe to Philly 500. His link is in the description below. Eagles Fly says, what are y'all talking about? We should have won this game easily. We just had a bad day. Some don't go your way. I'm not stressing at all. We'll bounce back. It's hard to say it's just a bad day because you have 3 other receivers that had not even 20 yards receiving. I mean, that's not good. Your quarterback shouldn't have more rushing yards than both your running backs. It just should. You can't. Your linebacker shouldn't have more tackle. 3 linebackers in double-digit tackles over your defensive line.
I mean, I think we could have won this game. I know that sounds crazy, but if early on you put points on the board in those opportunities that you had, like Rager, okay, it could have been 13-0 at one point. If you do that, you got a chance to win this game. I totally agree with him. And it always comes back and haunts teams when they don't. The problem is that this is a new coaching staff that's only played 2 games. So we don't know how much of it was just an off day, how much is it that's what the team is. We haven't had enough games to really know yet.
You're at your home stadium. The first home game of the season. They didn't have enough juice in them today to get anything. I mean, the crowd tried today. I mean, they tried to get something out of them today. At least boost their mentality up a little bit.
I thought they came out with a lot of energy. I thought that was good. I just think it was the lack of being able to finish, the lack of being able to put points on the board. When teams do that, we saw that in Atlanta the week before. Atlanta is down in the red zone inside the 10 twice, cannot score a touchdown. It comes back and haunts teams always.
Obey crazy with the super chat says the officiating crews for the games were horrible. I think Sirianni needs to be shown a flaw in his playbook or play calling.
Yeah, I agree.
I
thought every call of significance went against him. Every
agree.
call.
And not all of it was like just bad calls. I mean, Derek Barnett, he personal fouled that dude. That was on him. That was a personal foul. The Rager was out of bounds. I mean, those were big calls, but they went against us, and those kind of things hurt us.
They shot themselves in the foot.
The play that killed me was the fumble. That was a clean fumble in the fourth quarter. Slay gets the ball, runs it back. I mean, we're in a situation where we have still time to make a run, and you give the 49ers the ball back. That was absolutely atrocious.
That was the Derek Barnett thing, right?
That was right after Derek Barnett. That was the Wallace. I think Wallace hit the running.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he said it wasn't a fumble. He clearly fumbled the ball, but they're saying helmet to helmet, but he was going in with his head. His head was low. Anytime a guy goes with his head low, you could call that penalty.
Right.
That was a fumble.
Yeah, because the running back got knocked out, even though he put his head down as well, so it doesn't count. So it's ridiculous. Easy Money says 12 completions from your QB. Stop talking about coaching. 12 completions, that's it? You're only looking for 12 completions in this game? Your quarterback has to do a lot more. And how many of those were screen passes? How many of those? Come on now.
I'm not going to sit there and tell you Jalen Hurts was great or fantastic or anything like that. Me personally, I felt like the situations they was put in were just bad. The play calls were bad. Everything they were trying to do was bad. How much was Hurts? How many guys did he miss that were wide open? I have to go back and look at the tape. I don't know offhand, but from what I could see the first time through, it just seems like the play designs were bad in general.
I think it's some of Hurts, and I think it's play design. I think it's route running. I think it's the type of routes they have for certain plays. I think that's what I think it is. I don't think it's 100% Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts didn't look great today. I mean, he didn't look great today. So,
Rishi, was it Rishi R-I-S-H-I? Check his.
Who?
Rishi. 500 is so pissed about the loss he forgot about his eye. My eye's still bad. It doesn't look as bad as yesterday, but like what I'm seeing out of it is just all blur. Like I could barely focus on anything.
True that.
It's blurry, and I have a fever, and the Eagles lost. It's just, dude, it's brutal. It's a brutal day.
It was a bad day today. We got Richard Hen with the super chat. Appreciate it. He says refs give the game away so many times, even when time ran out for a delay of game at the end.
That's true. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it happened.
Did you see that delay of game?
Yeah.
It was 3rd and 1, and that clock was on 0, and they snapped the ball and got a first down. Should have been a penalty on the Niners taking it to a 3rd and 6, which would have been a lot different. I mean, because we get that ball back, we got a chance to win the game.
Right.
It was a horrible call by the ref.
The officiating has been worse. It's not just our game. It's every game. Like, and we're not. Trust me, I'm far from saying the officiating was the reason why. No, we lost this game because we shot ourselves in the foot today, 100%. So
no, refs didn't cost us the game. They cost the Chargers the game. Took 2 touchdowns from the Chargers today.
Yeah. We got a super chat from Gold Blood. Appreciate it, man. He says, you guys will be fine. Warner was everywhere. Jimmy Ward locked down the back end. Dallas doesn't have D. We do. You'll be fine. Good game.
Good game, buddy. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations
bro.
on your win, man. You guys
definitely
hell of a defense, and hell of adjustments. Great coaching, and you guys were the better team today.
Yeah, especially having adjustments at cornerback because, I mean, they were down 2 corners today. I mean, the 2 starting corners today and had Josh Norman in there and had some other guys in there. So they did pretty good for themselves.
It felt like, okay, we're going to go after Norman, and that's what we're going to do. And then when things aren't working out, it's like, oh, well, we're out. I guess we'll just do some other things. There was no backup plan. There was no adjustments. There was nothing. And to me, it was more apparent that they made no adjustments on the defensive side of the ball than on the offensive side of the ball, which really aggravated me.
I love reading stuff like this. It fires me up. Javon Nunez says, if Rager wasn't pushed out of bounds, your conversation would be different. Don't be the fake. But when you're a player in the NFL, okay, whatever it is, okay, if you're a player in the NFL, whether you get pushed out of bounds on a route, whatever it is, because it's different, you know. But if you play football your whole career, and like, there's going to be a time where, like, he's got to watch where he's stepping, but at the same time, if he feels like he's getting pressure from a player, he's got to do, I don't know. It's tough to even say. I mean, it's...
Well, here's the thing. I don't disagree that he was pushed out of bounds.
Right.
The problem is there was no call saying it was pass interference or anything. So once he's out of bounds, whether he's pushed or not, what is he supposed to do? What are you going to do at that point? You're screwed. You know, yeah. I don't disagree that he was pushed. I thought there should have been a penalty call on that too, but they didn't throw the flag. So what are you supposed to do? That's the frustration. And
obviously the conversation would be different. They would say, "Okay, good job, Jalen Reagor. You got a touchdown and great." But you know, it's not like I'm mad at Jalen Reagor. It's just like something so small that could turn a play around, and that's what happened.
I'm not mad at Reagor for that. I mean, it's frustrating. You hate to see him go out, but I really did think he was pushed out of bounds too.
Yeah,
I did, but they didn't call it. That's the problem. If they don't call it, what can you do? He has to come back and then reestablish himself, but he can't be the first guy to touch the ball. So what the hell is he supposed to do?
Yeah, true that. Got Robert Jones with the super chat. Appreciate it very much, man. So, yo, Joey, Philly 500. What's up, fellas? Just finished a 20-hour fast at 12:30 this afternoon, just in time for the game. Coach Nick knows he's got to be better, and will the Cowboys hashtag go Birds.
Congratulations on your fast. My longest fast I've ever done was 20 minutes. 20-minute fast.
I couldn't do that.
But congratulations on finishing that. Yeah, I think Sirianni knows he's got to be better. Look, I mean, I'm not going to be like devastated by this loss. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, the end of the world's coming. It's a loss, and it's a loss where I look at it and say, man, if we just cleaned up some mistakes, we could have won this game. That's how I look at it. The question is how will Nick Sirianni, how will the coaching staff, how are they going to know and adjust? How are they going to get better from this? And that we don't know yet because we haven't seen them in a situation.
You're looking at play designs by Nick Sirianni. You're looking at how he's using his quarterback. You're looking at Jonathan Gannon, why he's not blitzing. Your four-man pass rush is not working. Why are you not blitzing? Why are your cornerbacks 6 yards off? That's another thing today, too.
Yeah.
They were 6 yards. 6 off the line. So why are you putting Slay 6 yards off the line? You're giving them third down conversions. You're literally giving it to them.
Dude, I think we need Scooby-Doo to investigate. Because I think when they Scooby-Doo and they investigate, I think they're going to pull off the mask of Nick Sirianni and find Doug Peterson and Jim Schwartz were coaching this game. That's what I think.
It's unbelievable, man. I feel like we went back to our old ways with different coaches. That's what I was in my head this game. I thought we went back to our old ways, and I felt like Jim Schwartz was on the defense and Doug was on the offense today. That's what I thought today. No joke. We got a super chat from Turntable Teddy. Appreciate it very much, man. He says, if we are meant to go 2-1, would you rather beat the Cowboys? They will clearly be looking past us and will set themselves up for a letdown game. But yeah, this game made me frown, but at least there's the Philly shakedown. Appreciate it very much, bro.
Yes, I do. I think that I would rather beat the Cowboys. No question about it. And somebody said that that Rager could go out of bounds, but he has to establish himself by having 2 feet in bounds. But I thought he did have 2 feet back in bounds. I thought he had 3 feet in bounds before he caught the ball. Now
Yeah, I think he did.
So why? I'm almost positive he had the 3 feet in bounds before he caught the ball. Why? Why didn't we get the ball back? Why didn't he score a touchdown then? I heard them say on the thing. The one thing I did hear was something about not being able to be the first guy to touch the ball. That's what I thought they said.
Yeah. Nah, it's really tough to watch. But I agree. I thought I watched, even watching the replay, I thought he had a few steps before he hit the out of bounds marker. So that's what I thought. But
yeah.
It's unfortunate though. It's just nothing went our way. Every time we did, a fumble, we had a penalty. So things unnecessary on top of how bad we were playing on top of it. So it's just ridiculous. We got super chat.
Not the end of the world, though.
No, it's not. It's not it's really not. Guys, it's the second game. Like, it's the second game. Like, we're acting like we're 10 games to the season already. Like, this is something that they could fix, but Sirianni has to. I'm telling you right now, he can't play like this every game. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose every game like this. You already have a blueprint on this team now. So if he thinks going into the Cowboys with this same game plan is going to work, it's not. So whatever plays he needs to dial up. And he seems like he had no idea, they didn't work. The plays didn't work. At least he's being humble about it. I can appreciate that instead of lying to our faces. At least he's telling us, I messed up today. That's what I like to hear. So hopefully there is some type of change. But, I'm telling you, it's going to be a big letdown if a Cowboys defense that is emptier than empty with talent right now, besides their linebacker core, and that's really it. And other than that, your offense has got to put points on the board. Your offense has to be smart. You have to kick field goals. Stop. Confidence it can only go so far. You have to be realistic on what your team is going to do. And obviously your defense your 4-man pass rush is not working. You're not blitzing. You're getting blocked. The ball's getting run down your throat. It's that bad for this defensive line that's supposed to have this much depth. I'm not seeing all the depth. We're not seeing anything from any defensive line. We're not seeing any. Nothing. There's not. Milton Williams, Teron, even nobody. There's nobody producing on the defensive line. Javon Hargrave is probably the only one between, and maybe
Ridgeway had a great play today. Ridgeway had a good play today.
Yeah. So it's just unfortunate, guys. It left a bad taste in my mouth leaving the stadium today. So. We have Richie FC with the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, petition for the field to be 1 yard wider. Sign here.
Yeah.
Imagine. It's crazy. People were mad today. A lot of people were mad today. I thought it was going to be a totally different game today. But, it's not like we got killed by the Niners today. It's not like we lost by, they didn't drop 40 on us like they did the Lions. I think they tried to do as much as they can. And, look, if you're a player, you can only do as much as you can as the coaches allow you to do. You know what I mean? So, you don't see stats like this. You can call this a bad day, but this is more than a bad day. When you have receivers that can't, besides Quez Watkins, that don't even get 20 yards receiving, when both your running backs don't have more rushing yards than your quarterback, when your linebackers have more three of them have double-digit tackles, more than your defensive line put together, that's bad. It's not good. That's the worst. Why us? Why? I watch all these other games today. I watched all highlights. I'm not seeing all this. I'm you can't even put Devontae Smith in this offense. Jamar Chase had a bad preseason, and he's just lighting it up now. It's like we're still trying to figure it out with Devontae Smith. We know the talent he has, but 16 yards? Why aren't you putting... Quez Watkins definitely has it. He has that it factor with him, but you got to put Devontae Smith in those situations, too, and they did. They got a couple flags from him, run some routes today, but... he had to come back for the ball a couple times. That deep ball accuracy from Jalen Hurts didn't look good today. If receivers it's not coming in stride. It's not. So it's a huge problem.
It's frustrating, Loss. It's frustrating because early on it looked like we were controlling things, looked like we could put a lot more points on the board, and then you didn't. And then just to see the way it just like you do that fourth down play, the Philly, you don't get it, and it's just like the air goes out of the team, and it's just like the rest of the game was it was like a totally different game at that point.
Yeah. Our Ross says, Joey, where did all your hype go for this coaching staff? I told you don't give yourself too much hype for the season, but you set yourself for disappointment. Dude, look, it's not. It was a disappointing game today, but it's one game. It's not. We're not 10 to 11 games down the road. It's not. There's a disappointment for the game, but it doesn't mean they can't fix anything. It doesn't mean this team can't get hot later on. Like, I'm really excited for this coaching staff. I feel they've made, even the front office as well. I think they've made good moves. I think they've made good decisions for the team, futuristic wise, for cap and all stuff like that. But at the same time, I think we got a lot of production from a lot of these players in the offseason. I just don't think they're using some guys the right way. And obviously this game against a much, much better team like the 49ers, they didn't do that. They really didn't do that, because I haven't seen a game where receivers have less than 20 yards receiving. I don't see it. I never see that. It's literally, it's unacceptable.
I've been a big advocate of this coaching staff all season.
Yeah.
And there's things that they do that I like. There's some things they didn't do that I like today. But look, they're a young coaching staff too. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna learn some things. And to me, it's more of a question of how you change or how you learn from this day going forward than just about what happened today. There's a lot of time to fix it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there is plenty of time to fix it, but you have an extra day. You have some extra time this week to get something going. You play Monday night next week in Dallas, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, they got to find a way to beat Dallas.
Anthony Mixon says, "You guys ain't even a competition to me." Dallas walks away with the division. It's like the second game of the season, bro. It's the second game. Like,
we'll see. We'll see. Dallas got pretty lucky today themselves.
It's an NFC East game, number one. Number two, and yeah, that game was total. 2 touchdowns were brought back. It's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous.
Well, I watch it.
Both touchdowns score. I'm like, good, and I go in another room, do something. I come back and it's like still 14-14. What the hell is going on here? Why do you keep taking touchdowns from the Chargers?
It's not even that though. Cowboy fans, unfortunately, like, I think all they care about is winning the East, and that's it. And I feel like that's their main mindset.
Listen, Cowboys should win the division. If we're going to look at it on paper, they should win. They have the best quarterback. They have the best offense in the division. They should win it. So to me, all the pressure's on them. There's no pressure on the Eagles to win it. Nobody's expecting us to win. But you got to go out and play the game. And I'm curious to see how this coaching staff will respond.
Yeah, I'm looking for that too. Kevin Bacon says we held a high-powered San Fran team to 17 points. Nick is young and he will learn. So I'm actually surprised we didn't give up more points in this game. I'm surprised they didn't give up more. I thought they would have scored a little bit more, but the defense was taking care of things that weren't, over the top. Maybe some cover 3. Maybe they were doing some things that kept everything under. You know what I mean? So they didn't give up anything that was crazy today, but obviously they were just producing, small. The run game was helping for the 49ers, and obviously finding middle of the field, finding Samuel. They were getting Kittle more involved because we were kind of shutting. We shut them down the first quarter, and then it just totally changed. So, it's just it's just how it is. It's crazy.
It is.
It's a tough, humbling loss today, showing we have a lot of work to do, a lot of things to fix, but it's not the end of the world. I really believe that it's not the end of the world.
Robert German with the super chat, appreciate it, man. He says, "Is Ben Simmons our new OC?" That explains explains a lot.
Yeah, right.
You got to joke about it. You just have to. Brian Sherman says Hurts was short on almost every deep ball. Does he have the arm strength to get it done? I think he does. I think he could throw far, but there
were a couple of the one of Quez Walker's was beautiful. one to Rager was beautiful, but there was like one or two that were kind of deep where I almost thought he threw it late. Like he threw it too late. Like the one to Devontae Smith, when Devontae Smith was open, he didn't throw it at the right time, and then he kind of underthrew it. I thought there were a couple he just was a little late throwing the deep ball.
Yeah, no, I thought some of them were like that. But I did think that some of them were underthrown too, where even Devontae Smith, he tries to, do a go route and like he had to kind of come back for the ball a little bit. So that's been the issue. It's been pretty much the issue of Jalen Hurts' deep ball accuracy, and obviously, you got to do more with him than I don't care about the RPOs. It's just, and you're kind of guiding to his strengths, but you got to do more than what you're doing with this play design. You could have him in RPOs, but you just need a better play design, because what you did today was just I mean, you're barely throwing to your tight ends. Your receivers are involved, so Quez Watkins, and you're putting way too much emphasis on these running backs. I mean, I know it's a run-first team, but they're passing to the running backs. And they're not giving them enough snap. I mean, they mixed it all, but nothing took over something else. There was no strong point to that offense. There really wasn't today.
Yeah.
So.
And we got 2 weeks.
2 weeks in, the defense has not had a turnover yet. No,
They dropped. Steven Nelson dropped an easy one today. Dropped it right out of his hands.
Anthony Harris did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, can't have that.
No, you got to jump on those fumbles. You got to. I mean, I know the officiating is bad, guys, but they got to do what they got to do. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah,
blown opportunities is how I see this game, especially early on, and I really think that cost us in the end. I really do.
Yeah. Let's see here. Why is my thing all messed up? Joker's Oblivion says, "I'm sorry, this is what the team is. You could say it's one game all you want, but face facts, this is who we thought we were." I don't agree with that.
We'll see.
I don't agree with that right now.
We'll see.
Of course it does. I mean, there's a lot of hype, but obviously there's hype for this team by the fans, but there's low expectation because we're not expecting to go to a Super Bowl this year. We're not expecting to go to an NFC Championship game this year. So, I mean, at least they could do is win the East, and that's it. But, is this team going to look good against, the rest of the division? And that's a whole nother aspect to it as well. So,
right.
Nicholas Malone says, "Yeah, receiver had to slow up to catch the deep ball. If that's the case, Hurst needs to throw the ball early so the receiver can run underneath it to catch up with the ball." I think he threw late on a couple. The first one, Devontae Smith through the end zone, I thought he threw way too late. I thought Devontae he threw it too late. He had the separation, and then by the time he threw the ball, he had to stop for it. So it wasn't in stride. I mean, we could go over this a million times. I mean, it was just bad.
I don't believe. I mean, look, he did. I do not believe Hurts is the reason we lost this game. I believe it was more on the coaching staff than anything else. Hurts didn't have every throw was not great. He made some mistakes, but I think overall, I just thought it was the game plan sucked. I think you put Hurts in a position to kind of fail, like we talked about. You were kind of one-dimensional. You didn't use the middle of the field. You didn't throw to your tight ends. And I didn't think they set him up well. I thought Hurts did okay for what he had to work with. But he wasn't perfect though. That's for sure.
Yeah. Got Patrick DeMonte says, Joey in 500. What do you think of routes? I feel like there should have been more double moves or something at least. What y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, I have to go back and I really need to go back and watch what those guys were running.
And those kind of things. It's kind of hard when you're streaming and you're back and forth like this. But it didn't seem like it seemed like it was a lot of the same type of things, though. That's for sure.
Rich MC says, "Pink eye turns people into zombies. Just make sure you do not cut off people's heads."
I feel like a zombie right now. I'll tell you that.
Philly 52 says, "Hurts doesn't have the arm. It sticks out like a sore thumb when we lose. Hides when we win." I think we could just say it. I think we just say it again that it's really on the design of play for this offense because he has to throw the ball at the right time. But at the same time, if they're not scheming against the defense the right way or making changes during the game, because I didn't see any changes made during the game. What did they do differently? Not much. Defense, not much. They I think they went to it. They spread. They did a wide 9, but they spread out the defensive tackles and the ends more to the outside and add some more linebackers to the mix, but still didn't do anything. So it's a coaching aspect, and with this defense especially, they have to blitz more. I mean, they have to, and if they're playing so much zone to the point where it depends if it's working or not. Like, they can't line up on a third down. I mean, third down, we just got killed. I mean, third down, they converted every third down to be a 3rd and short. I'm like, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. There's no way. You have these corners on 3rd and 3, and they're lined up 6 yards away from the receiver. Like, what we're watching the same thing like last year. This is the same thing that we went through. You're not going to get anywhere. How much? 6 yards. That's a good amount of space. Slay's not going to be fat. You face some good talent. I mean, you're not going to be. Samuel's going to burn you on that. He's going to get those catches, which he did. So it just reminded me too much of last year. Like, it's just they're being too cautious. Like, just blitz somebody. Who cares? Like, whatever you have to do it. You have a 4-man pass rush that's not going anywhere. You got to change it up. You got to change it up.
Yeah.
Jace Young says, are we not going to talk about Devontae Smith thing? He got held 2 times on deep pass with Jalen Hurts. Yeah, look, if you got held on 2 plays, you got held on 2 plays. But at the same time, like, you have other receivers out there. Like, I've said it for the millionth time. Like, guys, you understand that Quez Watkins was the only good receiver we had today. The only good receiver we had today that went over 100 yards. Literally, the rest of our receivers didn't even have 20 yards receiving each. Like, that's a problem. Regardless, take those Devontae Smith, take those penalties we should have got back for PI call, whatever it is. It's not going to make a difference. It's just not. So
It's just brutal.
It's crazy. It's a really sad loss today. It is, because it really defined, like, Nick's. The main problem is that Nick is not changing anything during the game. I mean, I didn't see any changes. I really didn't. I liked the guys that were playing, obviously, but if you're not using them the right way, it's not going to go right. And that's what Doug didn't do. He didn't make changes. Like, he just ran his offense. That's all he did the whole entire game, and it was predictable. And this offense was predictable. The run game started to get shut down. I mean, they had some good runs today. They had some good yardage runs today, but it's just not enough. You got to do a passing game with it. You got to try to get guys open. Like, these route trees that they're doing, whatever they're drawing up for these receivers to do on these plays, it's not doing anything. So, I mean, we could say it a million times. So it's really hard to watch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's tough.
But I'm going to go back. I'm just going to go back to early opportunities that you blown and you didn't come away with points. I really think that's why you were in a position you were in.
Yeah. We got Nicholas Malone. He says, yeah, they need to mix it up, some zone, some man, so it can give your D-line, can get the QB. You want to make a QB hold onto the ball as long as possible. I don't know. They didn't play man that much. They really didn't. They were lining these corners up far, like, all game. I don't know. Like, then why do you have Darius Slay? You might as well not even have Darius Slay on the field. If, like, you can't play zone the whole game. You can't. Like, I understand they want to. It helps your defensive line get sacks, and obviously it's gonna, once he gets pressured, then it's a different story. But it's just, it's not working. It's not. I mean, I don't know who's gonna survive the coaching staff after this year, but this defensive line's not doing anything right now going to the second game. So,
did Carson Wentz got really hurt today?
Carson Wentz has a ankle sprain today against the same team that got him injured the first time.
The guy is Mr. Glass. The guy is always hurt every other week.
Yeah.
I mean, how are we going to get a first-round pick out of this?
You see what he said today, though? He said, "Oh, I got high ankle sprains all the time since I was a kid. I'll be back," and he said he'll be back to play next week. He's forcing himself to, like, this guy's not going to have a career. He's not going to have a career. He said he's going to be fine by next week.
Well,
he said
fine. play, but just run the ball the whole time because we need that first round pick, dude. We're gonna need 3 first round picks. Look, you need a defensive. You got to get a defensive end now in this draft. You got to, and you need a corner.
Yeah,
and maybe an offensive lineman. So
we need all the picks we can get.
Joker's Oblivion said, I want to call someone Mr. Glass. That's Brandon Brooks. Yeah, I'm pretty much. I think it's worse, actually.
He's Mr. Chandelier.
Mr. Chandelier, like one little. That's it. We got 238 people in the chat, guys. Appreciate everybody here. If you guys haven't subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. If you guys haven't, like the stream. If you guys haven't subscribed to my boy Philly 500, subscribe to his channel. His link is in the description below. We're just to let you guys know on our schedule every week. If some of you guys are new, we do the Philly Shakedown. We do a podcast like this every pretty much Saturday and Sunday, and we alternate channels. So definitely check that out. It was kind of late today because I was in traffic coming back from Philly today, so I didn't get home. I got out of the game by 4 or something. I didn't get home till 9, so that's why this stream was a little bit later. But other than that, guys, I mean that's really it. I mean it's a tough day. It's anybody's division so far as of right now. I just hope that the Eagles change some things around. Nick Sirianni, I mean, look, I appreciate him being humble, and that kind of made me feel better at the end of the day. He wasn't trying to talk BS, at the press conference. He knows that he dialed up plays, his sequence of plays, quote unquote, the wrong way, taking some plays back. Got to put points on the board. It's a big NFC East matchup Monday night against the Dallas Cowboys, and it could be anybody's game, guys. And these NFC East matchups, it could be anybody's game. Who's going to show up to play? And hopefully Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gann come up with a good game plan because they have to start turning this around right now.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. It's going to be interesting, no doubt about it.
On other news today, we had the Dolphins lost, so that's good. They got smacked by the Bills today, so that's a good thing. So they'll start losing. And obviously Carson Wentz, like we said before, high ankle sprain, and says he's going to play next week. He's going to be in an arm brace, a boot. He's gonna have a neck break.
We should take bets on what'll injure next week. Oh, yeah. I hurt my wrist. Oh, I've hurt my wrist my whole life.
my whole life.
Every time I whack off in my room when I was a kid, I hurt my wrist. Some shit like that.
But it's just, I think it's not funny, obviously, but it's it's weird that the Rams did this injury to him. That did his first injury in 2017. I just think that's some type of weird thing going on. We got a super chat from Sal. Sal says, coming from a Cowboys family and being the only Eagles fan in the house, I left salty. I hope they know I never flushed the toilet while I was there. That a boy. That a boy. Can't complain about that. Can't complain. You gotta take your frustrations out in any way possible. And I guess that's another way. But much love to everybody that came to the chat tonight, and obviously a really rough day, guys. Look, we nitpick at a lot of things. We see how we see it. We're opinionist Eagles content creators. We're not always right. We're not always wrong, but we love this team. We get picky about this team because we love this team. We want this team to do better. We think this team is going in the right direction. But obviously this play today was nothing more than what we saw last year. That's how bad it was. I think it was worse. I mean, I think it's actually as bad as last year. So you don't want to play like this game to game. And it's a huge game coming next week. Big division matchup. You got to win this game. You have to get some wins in the division, which is really important. And I'm hoping they do it. 500 got anything to say, bro?
No, it's been a brutal day. Once I'm off of this, I'm going right to bed. I'm sleeping because I got to get rid of this fever and all this shit, dude. I'm dealing with. So,
Yeah, I understand. Bad day for everybody.
Tough day all around. But but it's one of 17 games. So we pick ourselves back up and we go to next week. Get ready for Dallas.
That's it. It'll be exciting. It'll be an exciting game, and we'll just, we're going to root for these guys every week. That's what we're supposed to do, and that's what we're going to do. So,
Yeah.
Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. So definitely the next Philly Shakedown is going to be this Saturday on Philly 500's channel. And then obviously Sunday we'll be back on my channel for the late night post game.
Yeah.
So definitely subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you guys haven't. 500 Philly 500. His link is in the description. Subscribe to him. Keep up with the content. Check out some of our videos if you guys haven't. And that's it, guys. So we will see you guys later on the next episode of the Philly Shakedown. Appreciate you guys coming here. Thank you for the super chats and everything else, guys. Much love to everybody that came in today just to be here. So, all right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Just remember, Shake Squad up, follow. So, peace out, guys.
Peace.
Peace.